And now welcome inside the Collins Arena as we get set for Jersey Blues basketball here on Brookdale TV. Brian Gadsworth, Tim Catalfamo here with you as Brookdale will take on Bergen today. First game of our doubleheader. Women are up first, and the Jersey Blues suffer just their second loss of the season on Saturday at Nassau. And turning the page won't be easy, Tim, because Bergen is a formidable opponent and one that Coach Rich Brunson believes is one of Brookdale's biggest competitors in the region.
Yeah, they're in the top 5 of the Region 19 standings, and they come off of a good win against Rowan College of Gloucester County the other night, 54-53. So they certainly are a very talented team. For Rich Brunson, they're looking to try to get back to basics. They're undefeated this season at home, but this is one of those in-conference games that we talk about all the time as being crucial down the stretch. Brookdale really hasn't had too much opponents this year that have been able to be tough on them, so I'm expecting this to be a pretty close game.
And Bergen overall is at 11-5 on the season. Another team that we've seen lately that's much stronger on the defensive end than offensive.
Yeah, certainly they play a really strong defense. They only limit opponents to about 50 points or so a game. Same thing for Brookdale. So they're really strong defensive teams, and on offense they can get out and run as well. So I'm looking for this to be kind of a defensive effort, not so much a high-scoring affair from what we've seen, such as when Brookdale has played against teams like Philadelphia at different times of the year, but I expect this to be a pretty good game. With that being said, Bergen's only got 6 players here suited up to go, so they're going to be pulling a lot of extra minutes tonight. And of course on the Brookdale side, they're just trying to kind of work with what they have. Still no Camarie Brown. Alexis Espada, who is eligible, she's ready to go. She played on last year's team. There she is. She's got her uniform on underneath that, but she probably is not going to play tonight. She'll probably be in the next time that Brookdale comes out of the floor. So they're going to be just trying to work with the players that they have and trying to do the best that they can against a very good Bergen team that has had a lot of good wins this season. As I mentioned, against the Rowan College win a couple of days ago. So they're a very strong team.
So we're getting set for this conference matchup. Brookdale won the first one convincingly up in northern New Jersey back in the month of November, and now looking to sweep the season series from the Bulldogs. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. For Brookdale, they'll go with Rachel Rouse, Danielle and Dion Griffith, Haley DeLonzo, and Anna Catanzaro. And for the visiting Bulldogs, it's Allison Bryan, Liana Martinez, Anira Calamia, Nicole Gato, and Liz Vargas. The officials this evening, Ron D. Pasquale, Nate Santana, and Teresa Coniar. And we're ready for the opening tip. It's Griffith and Bryan at midcourt, ready to jump it up, and off we go today. We're underway. Bergen controls it. Open is Vargas, and she hits the 3 to open things up tonight.
I was just about to say it's important for Bergen to get off to a fast start because we know that Brookdale can score quickly with players like Haley DeLonzo and the 2 Griffith sisters, so they need to get off to a good start and then get back on defense. Nice start for the Bulldogs.
DeLonzo kicks for Griffith. Unable to hit from the outside. It's loose, and DeLonzo collects it, puts up a jumper short, and it's tipped over for the rebound to Calamia. Bergen overall at 11-5, places them 4th in the region standings. Long shot off the glass from Gato, couldn't find the net, and back the other way the Jersey Blues. Rouse pulls the trigger and connects. 3-point distance, Rachel Rouse. We're tied up at 3.
That's her 39th three-pointer this year. She shoots normally just over 30% from behind the three-point line.
And she's looking to bounce back from what was a nightmare shooting performance in her last game. Just 3 of 21. One of those streaky shooters, and hoping for better results in this game. Allison Bryan gives it up. Now Martinez on the drive, and the shot off the rim, and the rebound to Catanzaro, but she stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, interesting on that last possession there for Bergen. They really spread out their offense, Brian. Brookdale was kind of in what looked to be like a modified zone defense, and Bergen, for the most part, really kind of just passed the ball around the perimeter. So I'd like to see them go inside and try to attack the rim in a situation like that.
And a giveaway on the inbounds pass. Catanzaro, she's got it.
She actually had a very big game against Nassau, Brian. She had 16 points in that game, which is a season high for the freshman, and she's been playing very well the last couple of games.
It was a near double-double for 9 rebounds to go along with those 16 points. Bad pass from Vargas, and the Bulldogs turn it over. So early going, 5-3 Jersey Blues. We're a Brookdale team that is nationally ranked number 5, and in the Region 19, firmly in the number 1 spot where they've been from the get-go this season. Catanzaro sets the screen. Nice. Catanzaro takes the pass, misses it, and it's picked up by Martinez.
And I know that play was not able to be finished off by Catanzaro, but that's what you want when you set a pick. You want to be able to roll, and you want that player that you set the pick for to realize that and to give you the ball.
Liana Martinez gets the floater. Delonzo quickly to the basket, floater short. Delonzo gets it back, but dribbled it out of bounds. And now Deja Anderson checks in for the first time.
Yeah, Deja Anderson, someone that Coach Brunson's been very high on the last couple of months that certainly we've been talking to him. She's only played a couple of games. In fact, this is only, I believe, her 3rd game that she's played this year. But the reason why Brunson likes her performance is because she's fast, she's quick. The only thing now she has to work on is just a little bit more control. She has so much speed, and sometimes when a player is that fast, they're a little out of control. That's what she needs to work on. But she's a very gifted player. I was watching her in warm-up. She's knocking down jumpers left and right. So I'm interested to see how she's going to look tonight on the floor against Bergen.
It's like there's a clock issue. That's what the delay is about. The clock read 71 seconds for a period of time. Now it's running, so still not where we need it.
We talked about Brookdale's defense. This is a team that loves to create turnovers, Brian. They average 15 a game, and they're so quick. And the reason why they're so quick is because they're good at swatting balls in transition. They're good at getting back on defense and stealing the ball away. Players like Haley Delonzo and Rachel Rouse in particular have a huge amount of steals this season, and that's one of the reasons why they're so tough to play.
Liz Vargas off the rim, and it's rebounded by Danielle Griffith. 3 minutes gone, opening quarter, and a game tied up at 5 as Anderson, it's going the other way. That's an offensive foul.
And that's the control that we were talking about as you take another look at this. Watch Anderson here. She's got good presence, but there's nothing there. I don't know if that was really an offensive foul, actually more than I look at that on the second look. But that's a situation where there's nothing there. You're driving to the hoop. Back it out. There's somebody else out there that you can give the ball to.
Bryan for Calamia for the easy 2 down low. As the Bulldogs regain a 2-point lead. Delonzo can't connect for 3. It's rebounded by Gato, and then loose in the backcourt, but collected again.
Yeah, Delonzo's kind of had a shaky start. She's had a couple of shots at the rim, haven't been able to go, which is uncharacteristic for her because normally she's the one that gets Brookdale started on offense, but she's had a little bit of a rough night.
Nicole Gato, a 3-ball. This is a Bergen team not at all known for their 3-point shooting ability, but they've hit a couple in the early going. Nice move by Anderson, aggressively to the basket and the left-hand finish.
And that's where you see the nice patience that Anderson was able to use that time on the possession, taking her time and a nice finish with the left hand.
Just over 4 minutes gone by. Martinez gets inside, double-teamed. Back out to the perimeter. Gato tries again, not this time. And Gato takes it back. Layup misses. Rebound Catanzaro. Rachel Rouse finds Delonzo inside, and she lays it in. Bergen's played very strong on the road this season. They've won 7 of 10. 4-2 back home, 11-5 overall. Calamia, it might have been blocked, and Anderson comes up with it. Rouse looking up. The pass is intercepted by Vargas. Liana Martinez, a spin, turning around, all sorts of movement. That was almost an up and down, and then they find Calamia open underneath for the easy bucket.
That was an up and down. They just missed that call there, but nice use by the pivot foot inside to keep that possession alive. But you're right, Brian. That was an up and down. Coach Brunson just kind of shrugged his shoulders. That should have been a turnover there for the Bulldogs.
Alonso feeds the post. Catanzaro misses. Griffith tips it. Griffith's got it underneath the basket. Reset of the shot clock. Alonso fires in and out, and it's rebounded by Vargas.
Just kind of a sluggish start for Brookdale on offense. They just look a little bit slow as opposed to what we're seeing from the rest of the season. They just are not quite as crisp as we've seen at different times to start out this first quarter.
Bergen with a 3-point lead. Bounce it for Bryan. Bryan goes up. Can't get the roll. Tipped, and Alonso the rebound. Alonso takes it all the way. Layup misses. Rouse on the offensive glass. She curls it back out. And it's a giveaway here. Anderson takes an extra second to get to her feet as Martinez scoop layup with the left hand. And Rich Brunson needs a timeout. 3:35 remaining. We'll take a break. Bergen with a 5-point lead on the road as you get a look at the last finish.
Vindo aqui, obrigada por fazer parte da Brookdale.
You are welcome here.
Jij is welkom hier en dankie dat jy deel is van Brookdale.
از صمیم قلب همگی خوش آمدید.
You are welcome here.
Brookdale è davvero accogliente.
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
Brookdale 是个很好的地方，这里的老师还有 tutor 都非常友善。tutor 在帮助我学习很多的方面。
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
我哋好歡迎你過嚟我哋嘅學校讀書。
You are welcome here.
Bienvenido a Brookdale. Ven a Brookdale.
브룩델에 오신 걸 환영합니다.
You are welcome here.
You are very welcome here.
Bienvenue à Brookdale. Nous vous accueillons.
First quarter action from the Collins Arena. Brookdale in an early 5-point hole, trying to find themselves. They've been slow offensively to start. And Bergen has hit a couple of threes, which is uncharacteristic of them, but they're off to the good start now. Brookdale trying to get closer. Anderson handling. Anderson in trouble. Poplawski is checked in. Poplawski a baseline drive, and she's fouled.
And that's good aggressiveness there by Poplawski, taking it to the rim. That's something that Brookdale really hasn't done too much of. They've kind of been passing the ball around the perimeter, but they haven't really gone inside. And for Poplawski, who is a player that Brunson really likes how she is developed, but wants her to be a little bit more aggressive when she's got the basketball. That was a nice drive by Poplawski to get to the line.
50% free throw shooter. And this will be a substitution for the Bulldogs. Amy Colhane, the lone substitution, as Bergen plays with only 6 players available.
It's only the second foul in this game, Brian. It's actually been a fairly fast-moving first quarter. Not too many fouls, which for Bergen is good. You mentioned it a moment ago. They only have 6 players, so you need to stay out of foul trouble.
And Poplawski 2 added 2 from the line.
Now full court press. I'm actually surprised that Coach Brunson didn't go to this earlier in the game. We'll see how this affects Bergen as a turnover there.
Back the other way is Griffith, and she's fouled. Nicole Gato called for reaching in that time. Team foul number 2 charged to the Bulldogs, and free throws for Danielle Griffith.
And that's a characteristic of a Coach Brunson's team that we've seen in the past, Brian, that full court press. He likes to go to that, particularly when his team is behind, and we've seen that that has been extremely effective at different times this season. So Bergen's got to be very careful that they don't give up this lead that they've done a very nice job of building up to this point. And
Griffith gets the bounce, 2 added 2. 1 point Bergen lead, presses on again. Last possession it forced a turnover, not this time. Calamia, though, loses it, and Anderson on the ground to get it. Delonzo got bumped. Delonzo lays it up and in. It's Allison Bryan who went down. She now just gets to her feet. Poplawski takes that away. Delonzo may have walked with it. Not called. To the baseline for Griffith. Anderson for three, yes.
And Daisha Anderson's now starting to warm up from behind the perimeter. She's really a good shooter. We talked about her early on in the first quarter. She's now starting to hit her stride.
Martinez saw Delonzo go by, and Liana Martinez to the line. Second team foul against Brookdale.
Yeah, good ball fake that time by Martinez. Got Griffith up in the air, was able to draw contact and get to the line. Bergen just needs to kind of stop the bleeding right now. Brookdale's gone on a run. They were down by 6 or 7 points. Now they've been able to go over that hump, retake the lead. So Bergen just needs to slow things down. This full court press definitely has changed the dynamic of their offense.
Deja Anderson gets a rest as Raz comes back in, and now Delonzo will get her first breather. Martinez is 79% free throw shooter. Short, and Catanzaro the rebound. About 2 minutes to go, opening quarter. Poplawski kicks, Griffith hits a baseline jumper.
Yeah, Danielle Griffith it seems like every single game that she's had this year, she's gotten better, especially from around the perimeter. She's good inside, she's a good defender, but especially being able to take nice jump shots and knock them down. It seems like each game she gets a little bit more confident and better from around the floor.
Bryan's pass tipped and stolen by Griffith. Floated ahead, Rouse couldn't catch it, then tried to save. It's back to Bergen.
Just a lot of inerrant passes, Brian, in this ball game on both sides. I know that's not necessarily what you want, and Rouse just couldn't quite handle that pass, but we've seen a lot of lobs in this game. Not too many bounce passes, which I'm surprised, especially when you're going up against a full court press. That's sometimes the best option, to keep it low so that you don't get that ball taken away, and we've seen that hurt Bergen, especially when Brookdale's pressed them.
Now Nira Calamia, the jumper in the paint. 20-17. With a minute to go, opening quarter.
There you go.
Inside Poplawski, high off the glass.
And that play was a little slow to develop, but they were able to finish. Nice recognition by Catanzaro to get that in the Poplawski. Then she was able to finish off underneath the basket.
Martinez looking. Here's Bryan, loses it into the hands of Griffith. Overhead pass for Rouse. Rouse to the basket, throws it up. Griffith back up with it, and it's rebounded by Martinez. Shot clock now turned off. Martinez watched by Griffith. Work it around to back to Martinez. It's an air ball on a three-point attempt, and then a jump ball as Poplawski and Calamia were going for the basketball, and it's Brookdale who will have it with 4 seconds remaining.
And keep in mind, Brookdale's been able to keep this lead, Brian, with Anderson and Delonzo on the bench.
1 second left. It's rejected. The half-court attempt by Griffith, and Bryan would have none of it. As we'll take a second look at this. You don't often see blocked shots on half-court tries, but 1 quarter basketball in the books. Brookdale a slow start, but they got back in it and have a 5-point lead. We'll take a break.
Avec plaisir dans notre communauté.
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
Namaste, Brookdale में आपका स्वागत है.
You are welcome here. Come, be a part of Brookdale.
second quarter on Brookdale Basketball, brought to you by Joyce's Subs and Pizza. They are located at 655 Newman Springs Road in Lincroft, available online at joycesubsandpizza.com. As Allison Bryan comes up short, it's rebounded by Catanzaro. Brookdale starts the quarter with a 5-point advantage. Rass's pass slapped out of bounds by Martinez, and the Bulldogs hold possession.
And even though Bergen's down by 5 here, Brian, I think they have to be impressed with the effort that they're showing so far. They got out to a good start. They got the early lead. I know Brookdale came back to retake the lead, but they're playing pretty stout defense, not really allowing Brookdale to get any good looks inside. Head coach Tracy Green in her 7th year, she's done a very nice job keeping things as far as what's going on the floor performance-wise very good. And the team looks pretty strong this year with only 6 players. So they're doing a very nice job. They're hanging around with the 5th team in the nation, 4th team in the Region 19 conference at Bergen. So they're playing very well. I think they have to be pretty happy with their efforts so far.
Catanzaro for Rass back outside. Shot clock's down to 10. Griffith going around her sister's screen, and that's a travel.
Yeah, see, Dion was trying to find her sister Danielle, who set that pick, but the play just took too long to develop, and when she turned around to pick the ball up and throw, there was nobody there, and that's what led to that turnover.
So Brookdale with a 5-point lead, and Bergen had the early lead, and the quarter turned after the timeout taken by Brookdale when Rich Brunson went to the adjustment of going with the full court press. That forced some turnovers and got his team the lead. That's where we stand right now. Martinez faked, jump shot, off the mark. Tracked down on the offensive rebound, Calamia, and then she throws it to the Bergen bench. Nope, not quite. That was Griffith who got a hand on it, who will... It's Bergen ball, so that was just ill-advised. That was going to be Brookdale basketball.
Yeah, just Dion Griffith going for the steal. There was nobody back on defense, so that's why she was trying to get the bucket. But at that point, it's sometimes better just to let the ball go. Nice play by Calamera to get that ball out and try to give it back out to Bryant, but just a little bit too strong on that pass. And Calamia has been doing a very nice job rebounding the ball underneath the basket, Brian. She's been fighting down low with Poplowski and then Griffith every time they sub.
Shot clock's down to 7. Bryan fires. No good. And it'll go to the Jersey Blues. Well, Brookdale's content allowing Bergen to shoot 3-point attempts because they struggle in that department, although they did hit a couple in the opening quarter.
And I think that's why you've seen kind of a hands-off approach to anything that's around the perimeter. I think if you're Coach Brunson, I think you're perfectly happy if Brunson takes those shots because he knows that those are low percentage shots that most of the time are not going to go in because that's not what the team is known for.
Liana Martinez has 3 Jersey Blue defenders in the area, and that's a steal. Here's Delonzo leading the way and lays it in with the left hand.
And how about Delonzo kind of reversing course as she was coming up the floor and finishing with the left hand. Watch, she sees 2 defenders, so instead of trying to go straight and finish with the right hand, she goes into the paint to the center and finishes with her left hand, a much better, higher percentage shot.
It's Martinez for Bryan. Bounce pass, Calamia, off the glass, no. And it's knocked out of bounds back to Brookdale.
Yeah, I think Calamia is getting frustrated inside because she's gotten the ball several times in there, and she's been doing a good job as far as boxing out and trying to get rebounds, trying to keep the possessions alive, but the shots just aren't falling. And Bergen, the last several minutes, Brian, going all the way back to the first quarter, has been on a cold streak where they just can't seem to get any buckets to go.
After a hot start offensively, they've cooled off. Griffith the fake and called for steps.
Coach Bronson's not too happy with that call.
Bergen team that comes off a 54-53 victory Saturday against Rowan Gloucester. So they squeaked by with a victory in that one, snapped a mini 2-game losing streak. Calamia jumper short, and it's rebounded by Delonzo. Delonzo, and taking it is Martinez. Might have been blocked on Delonzo's attempt. Gato slips it inside, but it's taken away. Delonzo has it poked away from behind, and then that pass goes right back to the Jersey Blues. Catanzaro through the lane, shot off the glass, no good. Griffith on the second try, that won't go. And finally, it's tipped over to Bryan.
Yeah, Catanzaro, when she's got the ball inside, she has a tendency to go off to the side when she's trying to make a layup, almost as if she wants to avoid contact. You got to kind of lean your body in and almost embrace that and be ready for the contact, because not only are you going to have a much higher percentage shot if you're leaning towards the basket, but you're probably going to get fouled and you may get an opportunity to go to the foul line. So she's doing a nice job. She has the right idea, but I've noticed that several times. She has a tendency to avoid contact instead of embracing that and going for the contact.
Catanzaro on the turnaround, and it's secured by Martinez. Bergen is controlling the pace in this game. They like to go slower as Vargas in and out on a three. It's rebounded by Rouse.
But that's what you want to do if you're Bergen. Get the ball inside, especially with a man-to-man defense. Try to draw Brookdale in and kick it out. I know they're not known for their perimeter shooting, but that's still a good look.
Inside for Griffith, good position, and scores. (26-17). Martinez won't go. Delonzo picked up by Bryan. About halfway through the second quarter, Griffith again posting up.
Nice
Delonzo
pass.
cuts and lays it in. Nice work that time. Little give and go between Griffith and Delonzo. It's the largest lead now for Brookdale at 11. Martinez running the point. Ball movement, and Gato knocks down a long two-pointer. That was on the line.
And that was a huge bucket, because we talked about it a moment ago. Bergen was going cold. They needed a basket desperately.
Griffith tried to go glass. Delonzo back up. And it's rebounded by Calamia. Martinez against Griffith. Calamia not a threat from out there. Shot clock at 12. Throw it inside, Calamia. Offensive rebound, Gato's shot misses. Calamia again, nope. And another offensive rebound, this is Martinez. Bounce it inside. Back out Calamia. Well, Bergen had about 5 attempts, but they come up empty. And now a jump ball will keep it with the Jersey Blues.
And I like the unselfish play on the floor, but when Nicole Gato's got the opportunity like she had underneath the bucket, she's got to take that shot. I don't know why she passed it back out when she had a good look underneath the bucket for an easy layup. She passed it back out, back to Calamia, and just the possession kind of unraveled from that point. So I like the unselfishness there, but when you've got a clean look, especially after getting an offensive rebound, you've got to go hard up to the rim.
Deja Anderson is checked back in. Brookdale has Delonzo, Griffith, Anderson, Poplawski, and Rouse. Delonzo drive and kick. Anderson lines it up and drills it. It's a three.
Just a good find there by Delonzo, kicking it out to Deja Anderson. Nobody picked her up. Bergen didn't even realize she was standing in the corner.
31-19. Amy Colhane is checked back in for Bergen. Colhane ran into Poplawski. Realized she had to back it out. Shot clock's down to 8. Gato puts it up and knocks down a jumper.
Yeah, Gato's been starting to get hot from around the perimeter. She had 15 points, which was a career high against Sussex earlier this season. So she's starting to warm up. Desperately needed for Bergen to stay in this ball game.
Anderson drives off the glass, shot misses, tipped over to Gato for the rebound.
And Now if you're Bergen, you're under 3 minutes left to go in the half. You just want to work for a good shot. You want to keep this game close going into halftime.
Amy Colhane. Poplaski holds up defensively, and Rouse picks it away for the steal. Rouse for DeLonzo. Out for Anderson, tries again. Short. That's a foul, loose ball foul, as Bergen tried to get the rebound. And that's just the first foul committed by either side here in the second.
I was just going to say the same thing. Certainly not a whole lot of fouls in this ball game, which for Bergen is good. They only have 6 players suited up to go, so that's beneficial for them. But I'm surprised that usually we see a lot of fouls inside the paint. Both teams have been playing fairly nice with each other, especially down low.
Foul was on DeLonzo. Under 2 minutes to go now till halftime. Bergen slowly operating. Martinez thought about it. And stolen. DeLonzo. Clear path to the basket and the layup. Feed it down low. Quick release. Calamia couldn't get it to fall, and the rebound, Poplawski.
And again, Calamia had a good look, but she's got to set her feet. She kind of didn't even really come down with the ball totally there.
Anderson short on that shot attempt. Griffith the rebound. Rouse tries a three. Too strong. DeLonzo right there for the rebound, and she'll go to the line. It's good instincts by DeLonzo, knowing where that ball was going to come off the carom. Her first free throw attempts of the game. For the 2-time Conference Player of the Week this season, as recently as last week. And a great all-around game she had against Nassau in a losing effort. 23 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists.
You know, we talk about Brookdale, how they're 17-2. The only 2 losses that they have had this year have been on the road, which the 17-2 record, obviously they've been on the road a lot more than just 2 times this season. But when you look at that as a whole, that's pretty impressive to say the least. They've been undefeated at home and only have 2 losses on the road at this point of the year. It's a pretty strong season.
Calamia able to get that to go. 34-23, inside a minute to go. DeLonzo for 3. And a long rebound, Vargas. Vargas trapped down to the floor. And it was DeLonzo who forced a jump ball, but staying with Bergen.
I tell you, maybe something that Bergen looks for in the second half. I'd be interested to see if Bergen goes to a 2-3 zone, how that would change up Brookdale's offense, because they've pretty much been in a man-to-man defense. I know Brunson likes that as the head coach, but or I should say Tracy Green likes it as a head coach, but I would like to see what they do if they go zone and how that would possibly try to slow down Brookdale in the second half.
Shot clock turned off. Anderson all the way, but missed it. DeLonzo's got it again. Anderson steps into a jumper. Too strong. DeLonzo is tipping it all over the place. This time it goes to Bergen.
She's got good form, doesn't she, though, Anderson? Look at the way that she shoots. She comes up. She's so precise. I know she hasn't hit a couple of those jumpers tonight, but she's got such good form when she gets off her feet and she lets that ball go.
Final 3 seconds of the half. Into the hands of Gato. Couldn't get a shot away. And that does it for the first half. So after 20 minutes tonight in the first game of our Brookdale TV doubleheader, it's the Jersey Blues who hold an 11-point lead. Brookdale 34 and Bergen 23. So we'll get set to welcome you back inside. Brian Goudsworth and Tim Catalfamo. And Tim, I think this first half can be summed up like this. Brookdale got off to a sluggish start. Rich Brunson recognized that, took an early timeout. After that timeout, they went to the full court press, and from that point on, it was a different half.
Yeah, they really went to that full court press to regain the lead. And then once they got the lead, they kind of backed off that full court press, and then they were just able to work the ball around the perimeter, go after loose balls, get a couple more loose balls than Bergen did in the second quarter. But ultimately, I really do think that Bergen has to be pretty happy with where they are at. I mean, we talk about how tough this team is, how rare it is that we see a team even this close sometimes at the end of 2 quarters of play. So I think Bergen has to be pretty happy with where they're at. They've got to do a better job of getting the ball inside. They've had some good looks. They're not really a perimeter shooting team. They've got to drive the ball inside a little bit more. And then on defense, I'd like to see Bergen go zone and see if that's going to try to slow down Brookdale, because they've been in the man-to-man defense. They've had Deja Anderson multiple times open on the wing to take easy jump shots that we know that she can knock them down. That may change things up a little bit if Bergen were to go zone. So I'd like to see them do that, but again, this is a pretty tough team in Bergen. They're 4th in the Region 19 standings. We knew that Brookdale was going to have a tough effort against them, but so far they've been able to hold strong.
And Brookdale's trying to start a new winning streak after losing their last game on Saturday. They have an 11-point lead here at the half. Simi Kors will join me for the call of the second half. We're at the break right now. We will take a break here on Brookdale TV, and coming up at the second half, I'll be joined by Simi Kors. Back inside the Collins Arena, Brookdale with a 34-23 lead. Brian Goudsward now joined by Simi Kors. And Simi, what did you take away from that first half?
I think, you know what, Brookdale started off a little slow on the first half, and after the timeout, I think they came back a little strong. I think whatever Coach Brunson said to them really worked, and they were able to pick it up. Now, second half for Bergen, it's been a little slow. I'm kind of surprised at that, but let's see what they do in the second half.
Brookdale with an 11-point lead. They start the half with possession. And Delonzo gets to the basket, doesn't get the roll. Poplaski, the offensive rebound. Anderson tries a three. That's good. She's provided a spark in this game tonight.
She has been amazing. I mean, if you look at all her shots, she's been planting her feet right and shooting the shots absolutely perfectly.
36-23, Bergen's first possession of the second half. Kalamia over Poplaski, short, and Poplaski tips it to herself.
And I think we're seeing a pattern here. If you look at Bergen, all their shots have been a lot of misses, and it seems they're not really fully dedicating to the shots. It just seems like they're just throwing.
Catanzaro scoops it up. Shot clock doesn't reset. It's at 12. Rass backing up with it. Down to 6 to shoot. Rass a crossover, and it's through the hands of Catanzaro, back the other way, the Bulldogs. Martinez a spin and back out. Martinez fakes on the pass and then misses the shot. She's got the offensive rebound again.
And that's what I was talking about. See, there just seems to be just trying for the shots instead of, trying to get in position and, pass along the ball and see if they can get the right shot.
We did not see too many fouls in that first half. Brookdale picks up their first a minute and a half into this third quarter. Allison Bryan at the free throw line for the first time, and she shoots it at 41%. Bryan, the sophomore out of Hackensack, New Jersey, up in Bergen County, where the Bulldogs play their home games. And Bryan, 2 out of 2. Brookdale's gone with a different lineup to start this second half than they had to start the game, with Anderson and Poplaski in, as that's a blocking foul. Bryan went down, and it's team foul number 1.
Yeah, the Griffith sisters taking a little rest at the moment.
It's Rich Brunson changing the program there as Catanzaro can't get it to fall. The offensive rebound. Delonzo going behind the back. Inside, scoops it up. Poplaski battling with Bryan as Bryan goes down in a heap. And it will be Bergen basketball. That was determination on the part of Poplaski, and it's worth another look.
If you see this replay, I mean, that was just very aggressive.
Poplaski is quite a presence. You don't want to mess with her if you're Allison Bryan.
Absolutely not.
About 2 minutes gone, third quarter. Bergen slowly operating, down by 11. Martinez lost it, but it was last touch Brookdale. As Bergen will inbound it with 9 on the timer. Martinez inbounding. Bryan from the corner, way short. Rebound Poplawski. Rouse bounce past Catanzaro. Wasn't in a great spot, and Brookdale turns it over. Bergen, a 7-3 road team this season. They sit at 4th place in the Region 19 standings. 11-5 overall. Down 11 in the second meeting between these teams this season. Shot clock's at 10. Bryan gets inside, flips it up, and it's rebounded by Catanzaro. Poplawski the high screen. Anderson, they blow the whistle before the shot. And Rich Brunson wants to talk things over.
I wouldn't blame him. I think it worked in the first half when he took the team to the side and spoke to them, and they came back a little bit strong. I think he just wants to take that time out and use that and let the girls kind of take a deep breath and get back in it.
Meanwhile, Anderson has been an impressive player today. Made some shots in the first half. Her speed has been on display, but today it's that jump shooting ability that we've really seen.
Absolutely, and she looks very sharp. Like I said, she just looks on point, you know. Feet in position, body in position, and just shooting the shots and making majority of them.
Brookdale ball outside the timeout. Reset the lineup. They have Rouse, Anderson, Poplawski, Delonzo, and Griffith, working with an 11-point lead. Rouse straight away off the side rim, and Anderson pursuing, but it's out of bounds. Nicole Gato over to the corner. That shot way short from Vargas. Anderson, hard drive, and gets the roll. Nice move and finish.
Absolutely. I think Tim mentioned it before. You just see the control and speed and quickness of her, and she just went right in and went for that shot.
She's Brookdale's leading scorer here tonight. Stepped up in a big way. 13-point game. And it's going the other way. Or is it? Seemed to be some confusion on the part of the...
Seems like there's an injury to one of the players from Bergen.
They got the foul on Poplawski, so Bergen retains it. Martinez the inbounder. And that is thrown away as nobody home on the Vargas pass.
And this is what I was talking about before, and I think we've been talking about, you know, just shooting just blindly, you know, not focusing on to see if there's other players around and maybe passing the ball.
Brookdale trying to go to 7-0 here at home. They're pretty good away from home, too. That's why the record is what it is. It's 17-2. Rouse feeds. Poplawski finishes. She's really had a presence down near the basket. Getting the nod here to start the second half and making it count as Martinez banks in the floater. Martinez, Bergen's leading scorer. She averages just under 19 a game. Anderson comes right back with another bucket. Nicole Gato. Martinez for Gato, and she knocks down a 3-ball. Brookdale has to make sure they tighten up the defense on Gato. She's shown an ability to shoot it from long range. Poplawski missed it on the inside, and it's corralled by Bryan. Allison Bryan, she goes down. There was contact, no foul. And a double dribble is called. It's a Brookdale turnover. Bryan sold that well. She went down as though she got clobbered, but really not much contact. And here's a substitution. Liz Vargas to the Bergen bench, and Amy Colhane is in. And now Brookdale makes a pair of changes as Delonzo and Rouse come out in favor of the Griffith sisters. 42-30, Gato a 3, and another for Nicole Gato. She is feeling it from long range.
It seems like they're getting their shooting back in control.
Come up on 4 minutes to go. Griffith looking, and Catanzaro, she's got it from the foul line. Calamia up with it, and it rolls off the rim.
Anderson, you see her speed and quickness, how fast she grabbed that and just went right for it.
Pull-up jumper can't connect, and off the hands of Griffith, back to Bergen. Rachel Rouse comes back in. That was a brief stint on the bench, and Anderson will get a breather as she gets well-deserved high fives.
Absolutely. I think in the first half we saw she was a little bit sluggish, and I think this is her first time coming back, so it seemed like she was a little bit slow trying to catch up, but now she's good to go.
Leading Brookdale in scoring today. Jersey Blues in front by 11. Gato, that's a long 3, and it's short. Long rebound, Rouse. Gato had made a couple from long distance, but not that time. Rouse resets the offense. Poplawski down low, spins around, misses the shot, and it's rebounded by Martinez. Catanzaro on Gato. Gato dry, bounce pass inside, rolling out of bounds and staying with the Bulldogs, 14 on the timer. Martinez inbounding. Gato looking for it. Pass into Gato. In trouble, and Calamia comes up short. It's rebounded by Rouse. Good defense, and then the save. Nice play by Gato. Bulldog possession. Allison Bryan to the basket. Misses, and it's out of bounds. Bulldogs will get another opportunity. Take another look at that play. Poplawski to the Brookdale bench. Delonzo is back in. Inbounds for Gato. Quick release. Off the mark. Offensive rebound. Right back up with it and in. Martinez in the right spot. Pass too tall. Brookdale turns it over.
That seemed like she was trying to throw it to Coach Brunson.
Yeah, and we can confirm he's not eligible.
He did try, though. It was a bit far.
2:11 remaining, third quarter. Brookdale led it by 11 at the half. They lead by 9 now. Allison Bryan misses the 3. Long rebound on a bounce to Rouse. Here comes Delonzo to the basket, and she is fouled. Free throws coming.
And see, this is what I love seeing about her, is she's so aggressive and not afraid to just get in and go for it.
For the season, averaging just under 20 points a game. Remember that she wasn't with this Brookdale team for the first 3 or 4 games of the season, but since she has joined them, she's been their leader in just about every department.
And I think you would never know looking at her and seeing how she's playing. She seems to be the leader of the team.
2 free throws there, 46-35. And Martinez fires and knocks it in, a 3-ball. This has been one of Bergen's better shooting performances of the season.
Absolutely. I think, like you said, the first half was a little shaky, wasn't a lot going on, but the second half, maybe, you know, they kind of recharged and came back in strong.
Griffith will go to the line after getting the offensive rebound. And that is team foul number 3 against Bergen.
And let's relook at the replay. Ouch.
Player on each side going down. Danielle Griffith, 68% free throw shooter. The Griffith sisters, not only are they twins, but they nearly shoot the same percentage from the free throw line. That time Danielle hits them both.
Let me tell you, the amount of times I've had confusion with these two. Danielle was in my class last semester, and I told them at one point, you just have to wear a different scarf or something, because I can't tell you apart.
Calamia finds Colhane. And it's a Brookdale foul. Griffith got a piece of the ball, but also Colhane. So Amy Colhane to the free throw line for the Bulldogs. Hasn't had many opportunities at the free throw line. Freshman from Hillsdale, New Jersey. Jessica Poplawski substitutes in for Catanzaro. Colhane, second attempt. It's good. Poplawski goes down. And players are going down left and right in this game. Minute to go, third quarter. Brookdale up 9. Here's DeLonzo for Rouse. Unable to hit from 3. Tipped by Griffith for DeLonzo. Second chance opportunity. Poplawski in and out on the baseline jumper. And here comes Liana Martinez. An 11-second difference, shot and game clock down the stretch of this third quarter. And a steal for Rouse. Rouse has Gato to beat. And Gato commits the foul, make Rouse earn it at the line. Nicole Gato picks up her second personal. What are your impressions of Rachel Rouse watching her play?
I think she's aggressive. I absolutely love her. She's not afraid to go in and just go for it, and I love that. I think sometimes, you know what, sometimes when players hesitate, that's when you miss a lot of shots. But when you're aggressive and you just go in, you know, you might scare the other team a little bit.
Anderson on the offensive rebound. Griffith puts it up, rolls off the rim, rebound Bryan. Shot clock turned off. Final 15 seconds to go third. Pass is tipped to the corner for Martinez. Short on a three-point attempt. Poplawski the rebound. Grabs hold of it. 3 seconds left. DeLonzo across midcourt. 1 second. DeLonzo misses as the horn sounds, ending this third quarter. And Brookdale leads it. Jersey Blues 48, Bergen 39. Brookdale trying to start a new winning streak. The fourth quarter is coming up next.
Also helps them follow directions and follow steps, because math is about algorithms. It's about following steps and following patterns.
I really like it. Math is like it can help you with equations in science, like that you have to do, like pressure maybe. You need math to do things like that. Doing the the things where you like connect lots of pieces and like you make things. I just did like the hardest one. Icosahedron out of triangles. I'm probably gonna come back.
That's a big machine right there. It has a pulley. Kids are inspired by having fun through learning how to critical think. That'll help them to develop a positive attitude towards not only math but the STEM disciplines. We had students learn how to solve the Rubik's Cube. It helps them to learn how to follow processes, how to think about what's coming next, and just in general to learn how to critical think while having fun. So the camp is really designed.
Back here at the Collins Arena, gets set to start the fourth quarter here on Brookdale TV. And Jersey Blues basketball is brought to you by Joyce's Subs and Pizza. They are located at 655 Newman Springs Road in Lincroft, available online at joycessubsandpizza.com. Brookdale opens up with possession in front by 9. That was an interesting formation as they scatter. And now Delonzo drives in, shot misses, Poplawski is fouled. So Poplawski to the free throw line. First team foul on the Bulldogs.
I think they've been doing really good job of keeping the fouls away. You know, they only have one player on the team that can really step in and substitute for the other girls.
It's 3 personals on Allison Bryan. Poplawski can't get the bounce. 50% free throw shooter. The 6'2" Poplawski has had an impact in the game tonight. Second attempt, it's good.
Let me tell you, I would not want to be in her way when she's coming my way.
Neither does Allison Bryan. She found out the hard way. As Rouse tips it for Delonzo, back for Rouse. Can't finish it. Griffith follows it up for 2. And now the press is back on. We didn't see this in the third quarter. Bergen advances it. Bryan had it slip through her hands. Martinez crossover. Shot clock at 12. Swing it over to Martinez, short. And it's loose. It'll be Brookdale ball.
If you notice, a lot of Bergen's shots have been exactly like that. We've been seeing it over and over again, you know, just shooting it and just being very, very short, coming up short.
It's a game that Rich Brunson thought would be a challenge for his team on the heels of their second loss of the season on Saturday. A game that he felt his team just got worn out. It's Martinez on the rebound. And a foul as Delonzo got tangled up with Calamia. And it goes against Bergen. It's team foul number 2, and it's on Calamia. There's Tracy Green, the head coach for the Bulldogs in her 9th season. Guiding a Bergen program that's in 4th place in the region standings. Rouse misses. Griffith does 2. Delonzo, that won't go. Rich Brunson is frustrated as his team had 3 attempts right near the basket. Couldn't get any of them to fall. They got a Brookdale foul to boot. It's on Delonzo, and it's number 3. She's been somewhat limited in this game due to foul trouble with those 3 personals. As weaving through the press. And Bryan back out. Inside Calamia, no good. It's rebounded by Rouse.
Brookdale's defense has been really strong, if you notice, you know.
Anderson, high arcing release, it's good, a 3.
Seems like we hadn't seen that play in a while from her, and there we see the replay. Just beautiful.
This now the largest lead for Brookdale, it's at 15. Martinez bounces it for Calamia, and she's fouled. Late whistle, and free throws coming. Anira Calamia to shoot free throws. Rich Brunson is going to make 2 changes after this first attempt. Calamia, one of just 2 sophomores that Bergen has on the roster. Then again, they only have 6 players in total as Calamia gets the roll. Here comes Catanzaro and Dion Griffith. Poplawski and Danielle Griffith check out. Calamia, 1 out of 2, and Rouse the rebound.
So many opportunities here, and they're absolutely not.
Rouse can't connect. Offensive rebound, Delonzo finds Griffith. Anderson for 3. Not this time. And Catanzaro had it slip through her hand.
That was a good attempt by Anderson. She almost had it, just a little bit too aggressive.
It's a game where Anderson has had a season high in points. She kind of struggled on the offensive end in her first 2 appearances of the season. 54-40, Brookdale leads it. Bergen has had a quiet second half offensively. And Martinez can't get it to fall. Back the other way, the Jersey Blues. Anderson racing ahead. Working around to Rouse. 4-3, Rachel Rouse on target.
What a beautiful throw. And the basket, I mean, she just doesn't miss, I feel like, ever. I mean, look, take a look at this replay.
And Bergen has taken a timeout. We'll take a break with 6:47 remaining in this fourth quarter. We'll be right back.
Trying to help students to problem solve and do that in teams with their peers through using their hands and learning things like puzzles and manipulatives.
My favorite part of this camp is like doing the different activities that we do in the morning. It's like strengthen my skills, like my basic skills of math. I like building with connects and doing this.
Brian Goudsword, Simi Kaur, the rest of our Brookdale TV crew with you tonight. First game of our doubleheader. And coming up at approximately 7 o'clock, it'll be the men's game as Brookdale will take on the Bergen Bulldogs. Brookdale trying to finish this one off, and they're up by 17 points, 57-40.
I think what an amazing game we've been seeing. You know, Brookdale coming in strong offensively and defensively, you know, just very on point with everything so far.
As Gato lost it, and the Jersey Blues will take possession. Brookdale has Dion Griffith, Rouse, Anderson, Catanzaro, and Delonzo, the 5. Jersey Blues look for win number 18 on the season. Inside for Griffith and off the glass and in.
Speaking of, you know, the 18th win, I think the 2 they lost, you know, that doesn't count. You know, they come back strong. Even if they lose 1, they come back, you know, aggressively and come back and win. So let's see if they can pull this through. I mean, absolutely they're leading, so there's no doubt about that.
Calamia was denied and then missed the second attempt. Rouse is called on a travel. Anderson was set to put up a 3-pointer.
I kind of wanted to see that, actually.
She's been feeling it tonight.
Absolutely.
Gato for 3, yes. Nicole Gato averages 9 points a game, but she's been the Bulldogs' best player today. Surprised she hasn't taken more shots. And just a miscommunication between Rouse and Dion Griffith. Brookdale turns it over. Poplawski walking over in front of the scorer's table, set to check in at the next dead ball. 16-point game. And jump ball, no, travel on Calamia. Here's Poplawski. And it will be Rachel Rouse who will hit the bench. Brookdale will have another game coming up on Thursday. That'll be on the road as they travel up to the northern part of the state and take on Sussex. Catanzaro off the glass, it doesn't go. Rebound, Calamia. They leave Gato open, not this time. And it's collected by Allison Bryan. Inside, Calamia gets it to go. Game not over yet, 59-45. I'm up on 4 minutes to go. Here's Anderson, step back, jumper, short. And this is a jump ball. Possession arrow says Bergen basketball. A lot of battles for the basketball. Oftentimes tonight we've seen Poplawski. That time it's Delonzo in the middle of it. Calamia for Martinez cutting and a foul. Brookdale's done a good job, though, keeping their foul number down all game.
Absolutely. I think if you see, they've been doing very well, offensively and defensively, so teamwork is right on point.
Martinez to inbound it for Calamia, and she scores. Catanzaro posting up, shot blocked by Bryan. Catanzaro picks it back up. Delonzo in the paint. She's got it. Fairly quiet night for Delonzo. Not every game is she going to lead the team as Vargas misses that time. Now posting up and inside Calamia. She had been quiet for much of the game, but it's come alive here in the fourth. 3 minutes to go. It's a 12-point game. Griffith's jump shot way short. Catanzaro the save, but into the hands of the Bulldogs and Martinez. And Bergen is going to take a timeout with 2:48 remaining until this one is over. And Simi, what have been your overall impressions?
Class. I want to come back again.
So thank you, everybody. You guys did a great job. So pick up. Brookdale Mathematical Puzzle Summer Camp got accepted at the American Mathematical Association of Two-Year Colleges conference, which will gonna take place in November in San Diego, California, and we are gonna present everything about the summer camp and help other instructors starting the same activities to promote mathematics to young students.
I'm doing the math camp at Brookdale. Well, I did it last year, and it was really fun.
2:48 left to play, fourth quarter here at the Collins Arena. Brookdale looking to put on the finishing touches on this one. It's the Jersey Blues 61, Bergen 49. Brookdale trying to sweep the season series.
I think Bergen doesn't have a chance of catching up, but if they play fairly well in the last 2 minutes left of the game, I think they should be able to put up a couple more points. But we can see their offense has been a little choppy.
Anderson too strong. Save, but into the hands of Delonzo. Good reaction, and Catanzaro finishes.
And we have been seeing that teamwork all night, and I think that's why Brookdale has taken on such a lead.
Vargas, a line drive delivery and a three. Liz Vargas, who hasn't been heard from much, but gets that to fall.
I think she's finally heating up towards the end of the game.
In all likelihood, it's too little too late for Bergen. They're down by 11. We're now under 2 minutes to go. Nearly a turnover, rescued by Anderson. Poplawski deep on the baseline, driving to the basket, loses it, and it's picked up by Martinez. Bergen hoping for one last gasp as Bryan misses it off the rim. Those are opportunities that you have to take advantage of, down by 11. Delonzo for three, way short.
He's getting a lot of opportunities, but missing all of them so far.
Bryan, it goes down, plus the foul. And Allison Bryan, a chance for a three-point play.
I think I spoke too soon.
Delonzo just picked up her fourth, and she is coming out of the game. It's Danielle Griffith who checks in. All of a sudden, Bergen is mounting a rally here. Three-point play is successful. Anderson sets it up. Bryan watching closely. Anderson drives through the paint. Shot misses. It's rebounded by Martinez. Here come the Bulldogs again. Ahead of the floor is Bryan. Layup again. It goes. And the foul. And Allison Bryan is down on the floor.
Let's take a look at that replay. Ouch. Again, Jessica, you don't want to get in her way.
Brookdale is struggling to close this one out, and this is now the closest it's been in some time. Bryan has scored the last 5 Bergen points. We're going to get a timeout. It'll be a full timeout. Let's take another look here as we see Bryan laying on the floor. And so this game seemed like it was just about sealed up for Brookdale, and then suddenly Bergen decided they were going to mount a big rally here. Bryan scored the last 5 points, and with 1:06 remaining, Bergen still a chance.
Absolutely. I think all of a sudden, seems there's an urgency to get in and kind of score, get a little bit closer, not, try to see if they can win and tie the game, but get a little bit closer. Let's take a look at that replay. Ouch. You do not want to be in Jessica's way.
We'll see if Bryan is healthy enough to take the free throw. She's walking around behind the Bergen bench. Brookdale has yet to lose a conference game all season. They're a perfect 10-0. Haven't lost here at the Collins Arena as well. Trying to keep their stamp as the number 5 team nationally ranked in Division III women's basketball.
And if they keep playing the way they've been playing, I think they should be able to keep that streak going.
So Bryan will take the free throw. Just a 41% free throw shooter. Trying to make this a 5-point game. Sophomore from Hackensack. Not that time. And one official overrules the other. It's Bergen basketball. Now they're huddling up as they'll confer on the call here. And it will be Bergen basketball.
Officials not on the same page tonight, apparently.
Gato to inbound it. 1:05 remaining. Gato with Catanzaro tightly defending. Stolen by Rouse. Brookdale needed that. And we're under a minute to play now. Rouse bodied up by Martinez. Just looking to run clock. Rouse getting around a couple of defenders. And there will be a Bergen foul called. Team foul number 3. That's on Gato, and that's number 3. And that is an offensive foul before the inbounds pass could be thrown.
And that was by Anderson right there.
For Anderson, it's her second. Delonzo comes back in as Brookdale needs their leading scorer back on the court. Anderson to the bench now. 63-57. Martinez, a three, short, and Griffith rips away the rebound. And a whistle in the back court. Looks like Bergen committed a foul. That's their 5th of the 4th quarter, and that's now 4 personals on Amy Culhane. Tracy Green trying to figure out how her team can get closer.
I think they were good throughout the whole game about, fouls, but this is the last second urgency to get a little points on the board.
And Delonzo is fouled. This will result in free throws. That's now 4 on Nicole Gato, and if she fouls out, Bergen sees their best player in this game come out. And we have another timeout. So we'll take a break. We're down at 36.6 remaining. Full timeout on the court. Brookdale trying to wrap this one up here at home.
Hi, my name is Teray Merritt from Newark, New Jersey. I went to Newark Tech High School. I played guard forward, and I chose to come to Brookdale to pursue my business major and to get a 4-year scholarship.
If you're looking to have
seconds remaining, Brookdale trying to hang on in this one. They've seen a lead as large as 15 points diminish to 6 here in the waning moments. They led by 11 at the break, and they're up 63-57 right now.
Bergen trying to catch up a little bit, trying to put maybe 2 or 3 up on the board to get a little closer.
It's Delonzo to shoot free throws. One of the officials is at the scores table getting something sorted out, so that's why we have this delay.
Seems to be a lot of miscommunication today with them.
So Delonzo, first attempt. It's good. Free throws become pivotal at this point in the game. It's a 3-possession Brookdale lead. Delonzo, a terrific free throw shooter. And that is a lane violation. Shot didn't go in anyway, but it would not have counted. So Bergen down 7. About a 6-second difference shot in game clock. Bryan pulls up for 3. Short. Long rebound Delonzo. She'll have to be fouled. Delonzo at midcourt, and the foul is committed. It'll be the 6th against Bergen, and Delonzo right back to the line.
Seems like deja vu, doesn't it? She was just there 2 seconds ago.
70% free throw shooter. And the first one is good. Makes them both that time. And Tracy Green and Bergen will take one more timeout with 24.4 seconds left.
Surprisingly, from the beginning of the game, Delonzo started off a little slow, but she's been dominating the whole game after that.
Now you look at Deja Anderson, she hasn't been on the court the last couple of minutes, but in large part, she has been why Brookdale has had the lead for much of this game.
Absolutely, and like we said, she was a little shaky in the beginning too, in the first half, in the first quarter, but you would have never guessed that. I mean, based on the teamwork they've been doing, it's just, she's strong.
Brookdale looking for win number 18 on the season. Bergen in danger of falling to a record of 11-6. It would be Bergen's 4th road loss on the year. They next will be in action on Saturday. They'll take on Atlantic Cape. That'll be a future opponent of Brookdale in a relatively short amount of time, too. In fact, it's their next home game, as Atlantic Cape will be here at the Collins Arena 1 week from tonight. Brookdale ball, 24.4 to play. Jersey Blues by 9. Inbounds is to no one in particular, and then Rouse is fouled. Bergen not executing when they need to. And this one now all but over.
Rousey seems like she just wanted to take that home and just be done already.
Rouse shoots it at 70%. She has not been to the free throw line yet in this game. Last foul is on Martinez. It's her 3rd.
It's just me, or are you really liking Rousey's sneakers right now?
Rouse comes up empty that time. There remains a 9-point lead as Bergen will have it. Brookdale with press on. Calamia couldn't handle the pass, and Bryan is frustrated with herself. Bergen was playing well there for a while, but the last couple of minutes, just too many turnovers. We'll see if Bergen opts to foul here as Delonzo racing for it, somehow keeps it in bounds, but then Martinez takes it away. Here is Gato. She hits a 3. This one...
Last second.
This game is really something. Just when you think it's over, Bergen does just enough to keep it going.
Absolutely. I think the last time these two met, same thing happened. They were right on top of each other the whole time.
And even 7 seconds to play. Gato is fouled at. That's good news for Brookdale. They're happy to see her go. Strong performance for the freshman from Cliffside Park. Delonzo, 2 more attempts. Even 7 seconds remaining. Delonzo, second attempt. In and out. Rebound Bryan. Final 5 seconds. And that will end this one tonight. Brookdale gets the win. Tightly contested game between the number 1 and number 4 teams in the Region 19. But Brookdale prevails and they get the victory. The final score tonight, the Jersey Blues 67 and the Bergen Bulldogs 60. As we'll get set to welcome you back inside the booth with Brian Gadsward and Simi Kaur. And Simi, this wasn't easy today, and just when you thought Brookdale had this win over, Bergen wound up mounting a rally, made this interesting, but Brookdale closed down the stretch. They forced some turnovers and, more importantly, made their free throws.
Absolutely. I think we saw from the beginning, the first half, Bergen came on strong, but after that, they slightly slowed down a bit, but the second half, they weren't all there, and the last second you saw there was a couple minutes left, and all of a sudden, they started getting aggressive. Now, you thought there might be a little comeback, but Brookdale had enough a lead where they were good to go.
So Brookdale gets the win. The final score today, 67-60. A couple of standout players. Deja Anderson, her best performance of the season. Delonzo battled her way through foul trouble. Had another strong game for Brookdale in a winning effort as they start yet another winning streak. They're now 18-2 on the season, the number 5 team in the country. So that's it for us. First game of our doubleheader in the books. For Simi Kaur, I'm Brian Gadsward. Tim Catalfamo will rejoin me for the call of the men's game, and that will come your way at approximately 7 o'clock. Thanks for watching. You're on Brookdale TV.